Previously on Youths of Dublin.
I am going to France. The weather here is amazing. It's like 30 degrees every single day.
Have you ever noticed, but like whenever any of us from the group sees Chloe or Eoin, they're never like on their own.
Oh my god, stop. There's like
those
sticking
together.
plasters.
You tell Aiycham lies a good deal, or like is a little bit too vague or whatever. But I don't think he does it maliciously. Like he doesn't do that specifically so that you have less information on him. But I feel like Nico might.
So Nico will go out of his way to start a fight.
You know, I'm nervous about results because the Leaving Cert is like the thing that put me through hell for the past 2 years, made me not want to go to school, made me anxious. It can put it into practice, it's just getting to those situations, you get me? Like once I'm there, I can put everything into practice, you know? Like once I'm actually in school, I can put it all into practice, it's just getting to school, you know? Currently in school, I'm probably doing around 1 to 2 days a week, but you know, it's better enough. Put me through so much stress, and it's finally like, oh my god, today is the day you find out.
When I'm opening my results, I feel really nervous because I didn't really know what to expect. Yeah, I'm really happy with what I got because it means that I have enough points to get into my course.
I don't think I did enough work to justify the results I got. I think I basically won the results lottery because I was not expecting that good of results.
Preparing for 6th year was tough. The Leaving Cert was very stressful. There was a lot of homework and a lot of study to be done at the same time, which homework kind of overcame study because, you know, you got in trouble if you didn't do homework. But it worked out in the end.
Okay, can we do a cheers then?
Greens to our life.
So many people on the stream walk past.
Wow,
Cheers, I said. No, we're cheers. No, cheers to our results. You going into 6th year and you have already.
We failing next year.
You failing. Cheers. So today I have invited Alex, Aiycham and Jack to just swing it. You know, I decided we'll come together. We've just got our results, me and Jack. Alex is just going into 6th year and Aiycham is figuring out what he wants to do. So we're kind of all at a very important stage in terms of like academics, career, future. So I decided we'd come together for a little celebration.
Okay, so like, I'm sitting there, come in, sit down, and I'm like, realize 5 seconds in, I'm like, oh, Nico has brought his Inquisition here, the Spanish Inquisition in front of me, and I'm like, sitting there, just like, this isn't gonna go well. This is never gonna go well. Was never gonna go well. Jesus Christ Almighty.
I miss having Amy to bond with over bisexuality.
I miss having Amy for Patreon.
As well, especially bond with. Because Amy's bisexual and every time like we get together and it's just me and her, like we just like relate so much. It's like, and there's no one else like that's close to me that's like that. Bisexuality is just so like, there's so many pros and there's also so many cons, and bi erasure is something that just pisses me the off because for example, you look at Amy, you'd probably automatically think she's heterosexual. You look at me and you probably automatically think that I'm homosexual, and it's never like a question. It's just like, oh, well, that's what you are, and there's never like any questions of, well, what is your sexuality? It's just a presumption, and it's just a pain in the hole.
I get that being bisexual is like inherently different from like all of the other LGBT things, but like I don't get how you can really talk to another bisexual person about being bi. Like, I'm gay, but I talk to straight people about being gay. And he's just like, I miss Amy because she's the only one I can tell my truth to. I'm like, oh, okay, Nico, okay. Don't worry, we're all here for you, Nico. Bisexuals Anonymous over here.
No, you see, you're twisting what I was referring and saying. Stop, oh my god. I'm just making a comment that has to do with me missing Amy and why I miss her. No, I can't talk to anyone else about being bisexual because, no, it's not like that. Stop twisting my words. I never said that. I said I miss talking about bisexuality with Amy. I didn't say I miss talking about bisexuality with Amy because I can't talk to anybody else about it. Never said that. I'm just saying that me and Amy can relate and bond over because we have the same like experiences now. I talk to other people about it. Like I talk to like Aiycham and Alex about being bisexual, but it's not like they're like, oh yeah, same, you know?
It's not like Nicholas is a closed off person or anything like that.
In ways.
What do you mean in ways?
Nico and Aiycham and Alex, and I'm just sitting there like, do you know what? This is one of Nico's ambushes again. Very open about certain parts of him, but then other parts are like very, very gay.
What? You're very close off?
Apparently.
Excuse me?
Like, he'll talk about his sexuality and he'll talk about guys that he finds hot, but he won't talk about like his basic emotional response or if he likes it or if he's friends with you or not. Or like any of that shit.
Oh my god, he's joking.
He's shocked all you. Like, I mean, come on.
Oh,
Like, what you like?
I think I know the reason why I never liked you back in school. To be honest, I thought Jack was a smart person, but he only seems to be book smart. In terms of everything else, he just seems to be way stupider than I originally thought.
All the memories came back.
Oh no!
But like,
Jack, listen, I like you as a person, but
I'm just waiting for one of these comments.
You need to smoke?
that's not gonna help, no.
I do in a minute. What do you want me to like?
I don't understand.
I told you to do it.
I don't understand.
Why? I'm not just gonna be like, here's all of me.
He's like Nicholas, for example, would tell me like he had sex with someone out of the blue, out of the blue. I don't need to. I did not. Yeah. Like I don't. Like where and how? He'll tell us every single detail that I do not need to know. Like
Exactly. No. What I'm saying, he's way more open in some ways than most people. Then in other ways, like he won't tell you. Like you'll ask Nico how he felt about the results, and instantaneously he'll close off and not tell you anything about
that might be towards you. That might be towards.
No.
The way Nicholas acts towards Jack is, I think the way Jack thinks he acts towards everyone else, which is totally not true. The way Nicholas acts towards everyone else is towards everyone else.
Basically just met Nico, okay? And he'll tell me about like him having sex with him, but he won't tell me about like how he felt about the results. I'll like talk about how I felt about the results, and then he'll be like, oh yeah, I had sex with this guy, and I'm like, Jack,
With place.
I cannot believe he is screaming at the top of his lungs in a tiny restaurant that I had sex with some guy. Not once, but twice, and everyone is now looking at us. Are you joking?
Oh my god! When Jack started screaming and Nico had sex with some guy.
That he might be just being like that towards you simply because you've known each other since what, since you were 8. Okay, I understand that, but you just haven't really talked. You haven't even talked. Like, I've talked to Nicholas for more than 3 years now.
They know each other. They know of each other.
You know of each other. Like, you are acquaintances at this point. Like,
But they don't know each other.
So like, it's really hard to not feel attacked when you have 3 people that are going against you. It's like, Have you ever felt like sitting there and going, no one is listening to what I'm saying, they're all hearing what they want to hear. So Alex is sitting there like super offended. I don't know why, sitting there super offended, like sure, probably because I'm using long words. And Aiycham is sitting there like super offended because I've like mentioned that Nico has some character flaws. And Nico's sitting there like in the back like full puppet master going, oh yeah, this is all going according to plan. I'm like, oh for sake, Nico. Saying, I know Nico.
But you're basing it off that like Nick's is a close person simply because he doesn't open up to you because, let's say for example, about the results. Like,
what's ambiguous here is the word or the statement of me being a closed off private person, because I am not. But you must understand something. I am not going to open up to you if you have shown me 5 million reasons not to open up. I'm not going to go, here's all of me, when you've basically bashed your version of me in your head. I'm hardly going to show you the real version of me. I'd rather let you keep attacking this own version of me you have in your head, and I'll just stay to myself. Thank you very much.
It makes sense that he'd be more open with you considering you're his best friend. But I'm saying to me, who like, we're like trying to make a friendship here, but I'm giving out because he's like, I'm trying to be open, and Nico is like, not being open, or because of that, he's like, giving up information about other people or giving up about information that's not relevant.
I mean, you can't insult me and show me 5 different reasons why I shouldn't open up to you and then be like, why isn't Nico opening up to me? Oh my god, like, seriously. You can't have it both ways.
And I'm like, well, if we're trying to be friends here, everyone has to be open at some point.
okay, I understand if you're trying to be friends, but I'm sorry, if a guy...
Like, I feel so attacked all the time.
Hold on, Nicholas.
So I'm obviously not going to be like, oh yes, I'm going to open up, I'm
Hold
going
on,
to close
Nicholas.
off.
Like, say for example, like Nicholas got off a plane and then didn't even get to go home. He went to a coffee shop to meet you, and during that whole time, you're just throwing insults at him. I know you like having the banter and things like that, but if he doesn't throw insults back, then shouldn't you think that you should kind of stop and lay it off? Like.
Well, Aiycham's always going to fight for Nico. That's just how Aiycham is. Aiycham's friends with Nicholas, and he's just going to be friends. He's just going to like fight for him no matter what the cost. So you're sitting there, and he's going to be like, "Oh, I'm fighting for me. I'm not controlled by anybody." And I'm sitting there like, "Honey, please, you will always take Nico's side. Like, show me one example where you haven't taken Nico's side, Aiycham, and then I'll believe you." Sorry, I'm not the one who arranged for Nico to like run off the plane and be stressed and come and meet me for like the first time. I'm like, fair enough. If I had known he'd gone before, I just got told afterwards that he literally just run through the airport because he wasn't going to make it. And then I was like, oh, fair enough, I wouldn't have acted like that if I'd known.
I had to run from the airport to make this bus, okay? Okay.
So the sudden change that Nicholas was carrying a massive little suitcase didn't give you any indication whatsoever.
I was inside buying drinks when he came here and he hid his suitcase. And I was like, okay, fair enough. He just had a little bag. I was like, fair enough. I thought he'd already been home.
But I told you midway conversation that, oh, I had to run here to get the thing, and they kept coming afterwards.
I was just convinced that like you were over exaggerating at that stage. Because sometimes when you're like, oh, I literally had to run here, I'm like, oh, he literally had to run here. And other times you're like, he literally had to run here, and I'm like, oh, well, he almost missed his bus by 5 minutes.
And I had to run to the airport, literally.
So you've been saying like a lot of about me, pretty much. Why?
Later this season on Youths of Dublin.
It was bad, but it was good. Yeah.
So today is the day, everybody. It's fabulous. It's pinktacular.
What are you doing? The only one who I think is a decent person is Chloe, and she's not even fucking here, so I might as well just leave.
Let me just kind of say something to kind of,
throw the scent off in case anyone's thinking that. But Chloe just really gets me because, like, it's more than being two-faced where you defend someone and then behind their back are actually bashing them.
She did say that she just doesn't know how to say it to people's face. But still, then why bitch about it to other people?
It's the T-Shock. The T-Shock gave it devil there, isn't it?
He used a T-shirt about 70 years ago. That have you had?
I am so sorry you find me to be manipulative. I do not do it out of any sort of malice. I don't do it to hurt people. You're lying.
Obviously, this wasn't intended to be a good thing for me. This is like Nico, like, brought his whole squad.
The whole thing last time where they, like, between me, him and Eoin was just like, oh, he's just such a bullshitter.
He's the one whispering in Jack's ear saying all the shit about me and getting him all hyped up, and we're there wondering where Jack's gotten all this from. What can I tell you?
So I don't know if she's using Jack as a pawn to get revenge for everything that the group's done to their relationship apparently.
Like, I feel responsible.
It's just crazy. You know, when you look at someone and where is this even coming from?
Maybe Chloe's the real puppet master getting Jack to do her dirty work.